440808. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Once again, here's your host, Fred Dryer.
You know, it wasn't but 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, that Barry stood up in front of America and boldly said, in just 3 days, we will change America forever. Fundamentally change America forever.
Yes,
quote,
he did.
Quote, unquote, exclamation point.
Yes, he did.
And at that very time that the Republican Party cowered and ran away and pretended that they cared about America and cared about the economy, and they took this John McCain and this and the salmon fishermen, and they just went on the road and they started talking about we're mavericks.
Sarah Palin, salmon fisherman?
We're a maverick. I'm a maverick. You're a maverick. We're all mavericks, and by golly, we're going to be a maverick, and we're going to turn this thing around. Nothing. He gave the base nothing, and not once did he ever think that possibly anybody in the Republican Party could come to him and say, "Let's huddle for a minute." That this guy, this senator, this communist, has just given us the opening that we can gut him with and bury this guy with in these 3 debates. And here's what you do, T-Rex. Once they open everything up and in the first debate, all you got to do is say to the senator, Mr. Senator, you've mentioned that you believe that you're going to fundamentally change America forever. Would you please tell us specifically what that means? Right now, in this first debate, tell America what you mean by fundamentally changing this country. What does that mean? Do you believe in the Constitution, Mr. Senator? Do you believe in the Constitution? Do you believe in the Founding Fathers? Do you believe in capitalism? Do you believe that this is a one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all? Tell us specifically what it is that you believe in, because we have no idea who the hell you are. And when you make a statement like that, I want to know what that means so I can talk to my constituents and the people of this country and come to the realization that there's just a possibility that you don't care at all about the way this country is constructed. They never, ever took the opportunity to go on the offensive. You can't go on the offensive more than what I just said. The first debate, you challenge this guy to tell the American people what you believe and what you meant by telling people, quote, in just 3 days we will change America forever. Fundamentally change America forever. What does it mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means that this guy has decided that he is going to get rid of the Congress. He's going to get rid of everything that's American. He's going to get rid of the Founding Fathers. He's going to get rid of the white racists that created this country. He's going to take 236 years and wash it right out the toilet. And he's going to lie to you and all the dumb people out there. And he's going to ride the backs of his skin color, and he's going to ride the backs of the white guilt and the sentiment that has settled into this country, where George Bush and Karl Rove, the perfect storm, Karl Rove, the architect, they keep calling him, Sean Hannity keeps calling him the architect. He's the architect, all right. He destroyed conservative politics. He destroyed right of center, constitutional republic, constitutional conservatism in this country. He destroyed everything that Ronald Reagan believed in as a man, not as a policy, not as a GOP policy. He believed in everything that was American. He lived it. He was incarnate, a true American, and he had his heart on his sleeve, and everything he spoke about, everything he did, every speech he made, every appearance, every time he stepped in front of the American people, he believed it and had respect for the American people and the Constitution. We do not have that. The Republican Party is a shell, is a three-ring circus now after this man has left, and he left the presidency to George Herbert Walker Bush, the ex-CIA dullard who undermined Reagan for 8 years in the office. They left it to him, and he's riding the coattails of 87% approval response from the American people on the Desert Storm, and he blew it. This guy blew his presidency in less than a year by saying, read my lips, no new taxes, and he goes out and raises taxes. He should have been fired. And when he should have been fired, they should have gutted the Republican Party. The GOP, the establishment GOP, should have been washed right out with this guy. So you get George Herbert Walker Bush, and the next thing you know, in a plurality, we get a bill, the philandering bill, and Hillary Hank to come in for 8 years, and they just demean the office. And then after that, you have Carl, the architect Rove, decides he's going to take this Texas governor, and he's going to take him and clean him up and wash him up and tell him what to say and how to nod. And he's going to deliver this guy, this perfect candidate, to the GOP. Remember at the time, the GOP was desperate to find somebody. You know what they were desperate for? They were desperate to find somebody that would shut up and do what they told him to do. And that's what George Bush did. He was the perfect guy, born-again Christian, alcoholic. His wife had bounced skillets off his head for the last 6 months. They were trying to get this guy cleaned up and to be a father and get him out of the dugout of the Texas Rangers and stop doing blow and running around Dallas like an idiot. And they cleaned him up, and he's so thankful and so overwhelmingly polite, and he truly is overwhelmingly polite to the point where he has no spine. He was a punching bag for the left and for every talk show host, and you all know who they are. He was a punching bag for America, our president, every day in the paper, on the radio, on television, the late night shows. It was a joke. This guy was a joke, and he never stood up and talked to the American people. He never defended himself. He never came out and told people, the newspaper people especially, shame on you for promoting this. How dare you? Shame on you. And then go right past them after he admonished them and start talking about conservatism. Just stand up and start talking about conservatism, just like Ronald Reagan did. That's what he did. He became the man of the year of Time, Time's man of the year, because he stood up and believed in conservatism. And everybody, Tip O'Neill, ask him. He's a hard nut to crack. He's the guy that believes it. You know, I don't like Ronald Reagan and his politics, but damn it, is this guy a salesman? I love the guy. So what happens is America's cheated by the Republican Party of getting another person like that, because they've now shaped their very cowardly, very shaky politics. The spine of conservatism today is left of center politics. We've talked about this a long time. We talked about how Carl, the architect Rove, moved George Bush to the left of center. And what happened was we now have a base. We now have a party. We now have the GOP establishment unable to articulate to the base and to people they want to vote for them this November. They don't know how to talk to them, so they can't explain to them why they should vote for them. When we come back here, we're going to get into this. And because we're going to talk about fundamental change in America, we're going to talk about exactly why and how the GOP has blown this opportunity.
It's the Fred Dryer Show on CRN Digital Talk Radio.